like I've created this wonderful village here because I think that's what we were missing growing up. Our generation was connected to aunties and uncles. Like this generation is so disconnected from all of that. When Makoon first started, I quit my job. I rented a burnt out building downtown and everybody thought I was crazy. On my personal line of credit, I opened the doors of Makoon. And so I used my day school claim and we were able to add some more staff. I've taken that money and I've turned it into something absolutely beautiful.
This is my Makoon family. We all sat here and we all helped each other. It's like giving you that strength to heal, giving you that strength to push forward.
So I got in reach with Makoon, we got accepted.
And I was excited. I was like, wow, right on. This is one step closer to getting my children back.
Makoon accepts moms, we accept dads, we accept couples.
Families get a chance. They come here, we wrap around them, we give them a hug. We make sure that they have every opportunity. We make sure that they have food and clothing and a safe place to land and to start to rebuild.
So there's 88 units in this building and we have 53 of those units. So Makoon can house 43 families. And then also in the building, we have office spaces and classrooms. Everything is in this building to help our family get to the next part of their journey.
When people walk into Makoon, that baby bear, which is what that means, you can feel the spirit of that bear, that protection, that nurturing, and that love. And I just would love for everybody to feel that. And you know, you come through the Makoon doors, and I hope that everyone that comes here feels that love, that genuine love that comes from the heart, because that's the spirit of Makoon.
It feels like a family within a building. You know, we all look out for each other, and we feel like a family. Like, to me, coming to work, I don't feel like I'm a staff member. I feel like I'm a part of the family. We're here for the families, right? And to give them the support, the love and support that they need and what they need to heal and grow, because they come with a lot of trauma. Hard work.
It's hard coming into a building where you don't know anybody and just being able to immediately feel accepted for who you are is huge.
When a family comes in, there's a very big intake process that goes on. When they meet with their caseworker for their first time, they go through a lot.
This isn't something that the worker can say, like, you want your kids back, you need to go there. That's not what it's about. You need to want to come. So all of these families have made that choice that they don't want dysfunction, that they want to try to live and parent their children the best that they can.
A lot of times there will be CFS involvement because that's how you're getting your children back. So usually a plan will be established with the agency and us. So once you have the opportunity, you're off the intake list. They do a big meeting and they make sure that you're still wanting to be in the program, because this is a voluntary program. And there are some speculations, like this is a sober living environment.
Like, we're not a treatment center, whereas other places are a treatment, like detox treatment, and then you get your kids back. We're more second stage, so they have to do a lot of the work before they come here so that they're like fully ready to reunify with their kids.
So the programs really are generated on a one-to-one perspective. So like making sure we're connecting with our families, and during our one-to-one connections with our families, it's really guiding, you know, what they're struggling with. So that gives us an opportunity for our wellness team to sit as a group and really create something that's relevant. You know, that they're going to take some tangible things from there that they can use in their everyday life. So for me, it can't just be a grief and loss. Like, this needs to be personalized to our families, because what you see in the general society and what you see with ours is very different. And we need to be very culturally sensitive when we're doing that. because our family's journeys is just different.
My dad overdosed when I was 4. My mom was killed about a year, just over a year later by her boyfriend. I did not stay at one place long, like in foster homes. This had a lot of impact on how everything came to be in my life.
I lost both parents on the same day. I didn't know how to deal with that kind of pain. So I just got deeper into addiction, into drugs. I just ended up losing my children because of my addiction. And I didn't know how to take that too, losing your children, you think that it would never happen to you, but when it does, you're in shock.
Got into bad stuff, gangs, selling drugs, lots of jail time. I finally got out of the pen. I made a decision, I'm not going back for my kids.
I was like, after that, it was like a light switch flipped on. I was like, okay, so I've been like thinking this wrong way this whole time.
Trying to call, set up visits and everything, and then I was having a hard time with the CFS. I don't know really what the issue was at the time. Maybe I wasn't asking the right questions and stuff like that, but they're like, well, why do you keep calling? It's like, well, isn't it obvious? Like, I want to see my kids, man.
I used to cry a lot when Austin wasn't in my life and when Dash wasn't around and it was just me and my baby. I cried a lot for them because not having my children for that long and just all that just made me mentally unstable, I guess you could say.
The visits just killed me. We had to our visits were in a little room at the CFS office. It was only for like maybe 2 hours. And as soon as the visit was over, you can tell the kids would get sad, they would start crying, and as soon as they would leave, I would start crying. I would cry all the way back to the north end where I was staying at the time. I didn't want to take the bus because I would just be in tears, so I would just walk. I'd walk all the way home and I would just cry.
Until we started having visits at the office, I would sleep the night before, sober up at least for the visit. We'd have an awesome visit, me and my son. At the end of the visit, as soon as I grab his boots or his jacket, he'd know he's going home. He would start breaking down, crying, begging, please Dad, please don't go, I want to come home. And it really messed me up. Like I've been through a lot of bad things in my life. Since as a kid to now, like bad stuff, crazy stuff. Seeing my son like that broke me down. That was the worst thing to go through. Losing him was the worst thing to happen to me, but it ended up being, I didn't realize it at the time it was happening, but it ended up being the best thing.
My CFS worker told me about Makoon and I was to come here to get my other children back.
Like before coming to Makoon, I used to be a really angry person and really mean person. And then since being here, it shaped me into the person or bring out the real person that I really wanted to be versus the person that was stuck in that fight or flight.
So I made a goal list of everything I needed to do. I started reaching out to places on the inside. I spoke with the counselor in the remand center. She came down to see me, and then I told her, I was like, I need help reaching out to places. I was like, I don't know, you know what I mean? Like, I've never been a person to reach out, ask for help, stuff like that. I just did whatever on my own. If I couldn't figure it out, then, you know what I mean? Don't worry about it. So she looked at my goal list, and she's like, well, have you ever heard of Makoon? I was like, no. So it was one of those moments, she showed me everything, and Makoon had to offer, and it was touching base on everything on my goal list. So I was sitting there and I was like, hey man, I was like, are they messing with me?
Without these mistakes and that, we can't be who we are. It changes us, it makes us the people we are. We're allowed to make mistakes, we should accept those mistakes. And just be you.
5 months later, I'm in Makoon, and my son's home. And I was sitting there, because I had the I was honestly believed and that I wasn't going to have him home for 3 to 5 years. So when it was like 5 months, I was happy, man. I was happy. He was so happy. By this 5 months, I'm visiting with my other kids. I have my 2 younger ones. I'm a good relationship with the mother. They're coming over regularly. Makoon's was a big supporter in all that, of helping me with my other kids, getting into their lives in like any way you can think of. Like if I needed a ride there, to reach out to certain people, to find workers, anything you can think of, Makoon has helped.
Well, I guess it was a sense of me trying to find myself, trying to find out who I am. I was in the system for a while, like over and over, like I lose my kids, to get them back, lose them. So I was getting tired of that. So I wanted to like get my rooting back in place. I needed to find me.
Like our people, we lost our way with colonization. We need them to reconnect with their true identity of who they are and where they come from. And when they find that out, you just see a transformation happening. Like, you know, it just, and you see that, like Makoon, you see that there.
Identity is everything, right? That tells you who you are, where you're going, what your role is going to be. So I decided that I was going to focus on working towards helping people heal from a heart place. So working on that identity piece and making sure that I could do what I have the ability to help people learn about who they are so that they could learn how to heal in a good way.
But Makoon is very unique in the sense that it has everything here for you. If you're struggling with addictions, we have addiction counselor. If you just need some wellness to learn how to do self-care, like we have those wellness coordinators that'll sit down, they'll sew with you, they'll teach you how to bead, and it can involve your child, which in the end of the day helps you rebuild that relationship with your child and just showing security.
We are a lot more independent than other places in terms of them having their own, like their actual own apartment, where they're responsible for cooking and cleaning and parenting on a daily basis. Other programs, it's very communal. So they're actually able to fully take on the parenting role while they're here, which is nice, because like it's kind of like a stepping stone before they move into the community on their own, so that they're set up for success and not used to being cooked for and cleaned for all the time. So I think the independence piece is a big one.
We have our home and heart unit, so that's our intense parent coaches. So these guys are in the unit supporting the families, and so really taking the day-to-day struggles of every family that they've worked with and combining it into a program was so important, because there's none of the fluff. It's like, you know, this is an actual situation. This is how the family navigated through it, and like what tools can we take from this to implement in our own life and raising our kids. I think it's really been guided by our family's actual challenges.
When children are coming from Child and Family Services, a lot of times they're under an order. So it makes it very difficult for the parents because the agency is still in charge of that child, and there's a huge gap in regards to the parents receiving any kind of funds for them. They can't put them under their child tax, they can't receive that money. So what we try to do is like to really bridge that gap. We offer things like gift cards if needed. We advocate for families with agencies. We have food readily available. We have harvest in. We do a clothing drive. We do a jacket drive. So all these little gaps that are prevalent, we try to make sure that we jump in and fill. And then everyone's more successful. Tummies are filled, jackets are on, you know, kids are being successful at school. You know, sometimes parents need a lunch, we provide that. You know, we have the walking school bus that we also have the kids on. So every single element when you walk into Makoon is a wraparound service. so they can just concentrate on themselves, their children, and developing their sense of family.
My son Dash, yeah, I didn't know where the heck he was for a long time. It was 7 months, I think, 7 months. I didn't know where he was. I was freaking out.
So I supported a mom here with her children. It was around Christmas time last year when she was really worried about her son, not knowing where he is, not knowing where dad is, because he just didn't bring her son to a visit one time. I had supported her in advocating not only for herself, but I advocated for her as well with the agency. I could see how much she was hurting to be with her child from the years that she had lost. So me and my co-case manager team lead did some research on Facebook, and it took us about maybe 5-10 minutes to be able to locate the potential step-parent and a picture of her child.
Makoon staff went and picked him up, and just, that was on New Year's Eve. Like, what a day to bring him home.
I went home that night and I just, I cried out of emotion. It was a great feeling being able to accomplish that.
Oh, he's different. He's the loudest kid. It's so cute.
Kendra, Makoon's, each family she helps, she's building our nation stronger, our community stronger.
So if Kendra weren't who she is, if she weren't from that heart, if she weren't that heart person, if she didn't have that nurturing spirit of love that I could feel, I wouldn't be working here.
I can't say more about Kendra because she was really making sure that each family had their voice and that their voice was heard.
I've seen so many families just come through here and excel. Families that I've worked with for years and years and years who just, were struggling to find the right place where they fit and belong to be able to do that good healing work. And I see it happening here.
We've helped break cycles because their parents are starting to learn how to parent, and once they learn how to parent, their kids will reflect that, and then when they're parents, they'll parent in the same ways.
I've changed me to be a better person. I said, because I wanna leave something for my kids. And if that's us learning together to be like a family, me showing her how to mother her children, and that's the way it's going to be.
And I guess breaking the cycle is the biggest thing.
This whole residential school and 60 scoop, that stuff is still very relevant. But you have people that want to break this cycle.
What we're doing today goes 7 generations forward. A lot of our classes that we offer are aimed at helping them heal and grow from their trauma, because until they heal, it's really, really hard to focus on parenting and being a family, a healthy family again. They have to relearn how to live in a healthy way. So that's basically our goal, is to help them with that.
Kendra, she's bringing families together. Makoon's there for a purpose. They're there to build a family bond for the families, our Indigenous families. That hard work is, you don't take anything, you just do it, from the heart.
We've seen so many successes. We've been there to give that hand, to guide them. We've also been there to take that hand away, to let them go on their own.
So I was really just tired of being sick and tired. And I wanted to change. But it was if I wanted that change, I was gonna have to change me to make that change.
This team of staff, I couldn't do it without them. They do the work. And it's hard because it's heart work. Just takes pieces of you every time you leave this building. We had a barbecue and like we had the best bouncy castles and all of the best food, cotton candy, and I looked at this little one and I said to her, "What's the best part about today?" Thinking she's gonna come up with something outside, and she's like, "Being with my mom."
But I went here and saw my dad. I think I rushed over to him and gave him a hug.
That was one of the best days of my life. It was like Christmas for me, all over again.
It felt really nice to be back with my dad.
And then that was always one of the big things I always worried for, but it wasn't, man. Like they just want their mom and dad.
There's love there. And instead of removing those children, like why are we not offering supports to keep those kids at home? The kids didn't do anything wrong. They're caught in this vicious system.
I wish I had a mom like me when I was a kid.
There's always hope. Like even when you think that there's no hope. Go to Makoon. It'll help you.
Families deserve to be together.
Thank you, Makoon, for helping me and my mom.